Channel treatment products, video training, W600. We're going to set up feed. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up feed and bleed. We have set up the bleed, so now we can go ahead and set up the feed or the inhibitor portion of it. So I'm going to hit the on. I'm going to hit the outputs, and we've made R1 the bleed. So we can make R2 right now. It says flow timer. We're going to make that our inhibitor feed. So we're going to click on it, and it said flow timer. So again, go to the bottom. Most important thing, make sure the mode is right. So I'm going to go to pick mode, and what I want to do is bleed and feed at the same time. You can see there's one that says bleed and feed. There's one that also says bleed then feed. We'll go over in the next one, but this is what I want: bleed and feed at the same time. I'm going to click on it. Changes a little bit. I'm going to hit the maintenance button, and now I can go through and set the feed limit time. Bleed may bleed forever, but I only want to feed for 20 minutes. So I'm going to click over. I'm going to put the 20 minutes, hours, minutes, and seconds. Hit the check mark. Reset time output if it maxes out that time. That's what that resets it for you. The interlock channels, make sure that your flow switch is interlocked. The bleed is already interlocked. This isn't absolutely necessary because they're doing it at the same time. So if it doesn't bleed, it won't feed, but it's there for a safety factor. Hit check mark. Now we're going to pan down. Activate with channels is the opposite of interlock when something else comes on. So we can actually go in here and we can hit R1. When it bleeds, I want it to feed. If it's interlocked, it won't feed, it won't bleed, so it's not going to feed. Not really, it's kind of redundant, but it doesn't. That's what that's for. Minimum cycle relay. If I want this to come on and I want to make sure that it's, say it's primed, say this inhibitor's got a little bit of chlorine or some kind of biocide or acids or something like that, and it takes a little bit of extra priming. You want to make sure that it's delivering, or you're low on your delivery. Maybe your section lift is too high, not recommended. But you want to make sure that it comes on for 20 seconds minimum. Okay, you can actually set a little timer on there. And no matter if it's on for 1 minute, one not, it's gonna at least do a 20-second minimum cycle. Hand limit time, switch it to hand. It's set for 10 minutes. You can switch it to hand, it'll go for 10 minutes, and then it'll switch automatically to just when I put in some inhibitor, okay, or you want to bleed the system, whatever. That's your hand limit time. Reset total time, it does keep track of that for you. It's paying attention to bleed R1. You can make it look at a different one if you want to, but R1 is the proper one. You can see that Walken's already put in the software. It says inhibitor. So it kind of changed that for you. Again, go into the name, make it make sense to you and your customer. You can change it to maybe your chemistry name or something like that, whatever you want to. And the mode is bleed and feed. So we're going to come back, go back. We're going to go to the main menu. We're going to show that. And R2 should come up here, and it'll now say inhibitor. See that? Nice.